Hello everybody, this is the iFan channel here. Over here is a box, and let me show you guys what it is inside the box. So if we were to review, over here is actually some type of machine. It is actually Sony, and if we were to flip, this is actually the original PlayStation. Yes, the original PlayStation from 1994. It has been 30 years since this is released, which is very long time ago. In fact, I was not even born when this thing was out. And over here is one of the Sony PlayStation controllers. And here is another. Yes, there's actually two controllers, which is actually cool about this. But I do have to test it out to see whether or not it works. There's not only two, there are also three, yes. Like a third controller, which is absolutely crazy. And here are some of the ports and stuff. Video ports, HDMI, so why not? I'm actually going to connect this somewhere to see whether or not this actually works. So let's toss this box out of the way. And over here is all I have. Oh my goodness. Yes, with the PlayStation. So see you guys soon. Okay guys, I bought a 24-inch TV solely to connect this PlayStation into a monitor. Because none of my monitors, including the HP monitor nor the Apple monitors, could actually support this PlayStation, because this PlayStation does require video ports. As you can see, some of these are coax ports over there. Yes, so I do have to buy a TV. Now this actually costs about $110 at Target. I could have actually bought a Walmart, but Walmart is kind of far. In fact, the nearest Walmart is actually either in Saugus or in Quincy. So I actually did grab one of these from the Target in Somerview. So over here's the game console. I'm just going to select OK. And over here is the power button. It is really big. Quite iconic sound. Now if you don't have any CD or memory card, it would actually warn here. So why not, let's go all the way down to CD player. And hit OK, which is the X button. And as you can see, this is what it looks like. So exit, and over here memory card. I'm just going to ignore it for now, and I'll show you guys all the buttons. Now this is actually to open the CD drive over here. And over here is the resets, which actually restarts the gaming console. I don't know why the screen is black, but let me show you guys what the control is all about. Okay guys, here I am in one of the games. Now, even though the memory card is not required to actually play any of the games, the memory card is actually required if you want to save the games. And I will show you guys what a memory card looks like. Unfortunately, I do not have one with me, but in fact, nowadays, ever since the PS2 and PS3, instead of having a dedicated memory card to actually save games, in fact, there's actually built-in hard drive to actually save in all the games. Kind of like modern PCs and stuff. But a long time ago, back in the 90s, to actually save a game, you do have to buy one of these like 1 megabyte memory cards. Over here is one example of what a memory card actually looks like. And over here is where you actually put your memory card, and you can actually remove the memory card as well as the CD and actually play the game at your friend's house using your friend's PS1. Yes, I'm not even joking, and that's one of the cool quirks of this. Which means you don't really have to like save it in this specific machine. You could actually migrate to another machine and actually play the same game in the same spot, which is quite unique. Now, even though CDs are kind of a relic of the past, in fact, when the PS1 was actually released, CDs were actually revolutionary. And having a CD slot meant it is definitely for sure more futuristic than what is seen in previous consoles. Now before CDs, you actually do have some of these game cards over here, where you can actually load in games, which is going to be exponentially more expensive than CDs. So why not, let's power this off and let me show you guys some of the adapters and stuff. Now over here is actually power port. You actually plug it into here, which is actually for the AC in. And over here the AV multi out is actually for the HDMI as well as the coax cables. And over here is the serial I/O and the parallel I/O. And as you can see, this is actually where to place the memory cards, of course, just like I told you guys. And over here, you actually place one of the controllers like this. So let's place it inside. Like this, yes. I'm sorry, I'm holding it with one hand because I'm holding a camera now. And just like I said, this is actually the CD open close. I'm not sure if you could actually listen to music or not. I'll actually try. Over here is of course reset, and this is actually the power button. And there are actually several different versions of the PS1. This is actually SCPH5501. And there is actually even a smaller PS1 called the PS1. Not with one, but with the letter 1. Yes, the word 1. Okay guys, over here's the controller, and let me show you guys what all the buttons symbolize. So if you want to press these buttons, these actually indicate the direction the cursor is actually pointing. So I could actually point down like this, or actually point up over here, and these actually point left and right over here. And I do believe the start button actually symbolizes the menu. I'm not really sure, but over here is actually a red circle, and it actually indicates options. And typically if you were to see an X, then it definitely meant select. And I don't know what the square meant, but if you were to see any triangle, it is actually to go back. And in many racing games or even shooting games, many of these are actually for like driving or shooting or something. So I do believe this is actually for reverse, and on the right is definitely for acceleration. And conversely, in shooting games, left actually meant a trigger, but I'm not too sure, because in this game these are actually not really useful. Okay guys, here's actually sample gameplay on the PS1, and let me show you guys what these two buttons actually symbolize. Now this button is actually to change the view over here, and if you want to press this button, it would actually temporarily change the view like this. And if you want to accelerate, then definitely press the select button, and if you want to turn, then press these two left and right arrows over here, and then it will definitely turn like this. And this is actually to brake. Yes, the square is actually not only to brake, but also to reverse as well, like this.
Hey, let's turn her around.
So as you can see, this is actually one of the gameplay for the PS1. Now this is actually a 25-year-old game, so definitely nowhere is always a PS1, but still it is very antiquated. As you can see, there are actually 3D graphics unlike GTA 2 or GTA 1, but it is definitely not as modernistic as many modern racing games unlike iOS or Android. But this is quite advanced, especially for the late 90s or early 2000s. And if you were to press select, start, sorry. As you can see, this is actually a menu. You could actually end the race as well, and select. Over here is actually to end the race. And let me show you guys how to add another CD in. Okay guys, I'm actually gonna switch CDs. Reset, and the game would actually change. Over here, yes. Now this is actually a Tonka game, and both of these games are actually ranked E for everybody. With an E rating, I definitely do not have to age restrict this video, unlike say GTA 1 or GTA 2. But over here is Tonka, a new game, and definitely the controls are actually going to be different, based on the game you actually play. This is also Hasbro, just like the NASCAR. And of course X-Men Select, or skip ad, or intro in this case. As you can see, many of the games are quite rudimentary with 2D or like essentially 3D graphics, but definitely no HD or 4K graphics. If you want 4K or HD, then definitely go with the PS5. But as you can see, you could actually play a ton of retro games, and I bought these two games at the Replayed store in Austin for like $3 each. So these are actually the most affordable games. And over here's Tonka.
There's a wormhole out there in space.
Definitely a game for children over here. Now this PlayStation 1 was actually discontinued in 2006. Yes, I was already a few years old by that point. And it is definitely after even the PS3's release when this PS1 was finally discontinued, which is absolutely insane. So over here actually the controls. My bad, the PS1 was actually discontinued in early 2006 and the PS3 was actually released in late 2006, whilst the Xbox 360 was released in late 2005. And there are actually two colors. This is actually space gray, but you could actually also find a beige version of the PS1. And lastly, why not, I just show you guys, this PS1 does work as a CD player, not just a video game console, which is quite revolutionary for the time, especially given the fact that many CD players could only play CDs, but this PlayStation not only could play CDs, it could also play video games as well. So why not, I'm actually going to put in and then reset it. Actually power on. Okay guys, here are actually some of the controls. Over here you actually continue, and over here is actually the shuffle, program, repeats at the time, and for these 1, 2, 3 dots, these actually indicate the song. So you can actually select the song over here. Now I'm actually going to select song 3, and over here is actually the play button. Over here, this is actually pause, and this actually completely stops the music. And over here you can actually change the position of the song. So when I'm actually going to play, you can actually move forwards in the song over here. And this actually moves backwards. And this is actually to seek track. Previous track here. And I do believe this is actually to repeat the piece, but I'm not too sure. I think song 2 is broken. And if you want to exit the CD player, then just hit exit like this. And it will send you back to the main menu once again, where you can choose between memory card and CD player. Okay guys, last up I'm actually going to talk through the specs as well as the sales figures for this console, the PS1. Now the PS1 actually has a 33 megahertz R3000 processor with 2 megabytes of RAM and 1 megabyte of VR RAM, and it actually supports 16-bit sound as well as CD-ROM support. And when it was first released in 1995 in the US, it actually started at $300, which is definitely more affordable than the PS5, but if adjusted for inflation, it is definitely more expensive. Now the smaller PS1, called the PS1 in words, was actually released in 2000, so 5 or 6 years after the original PS1, and worldwide it was discontinued on the 23rd of March in 2006. Now worldwide, this PlayStation did attain more than 100 million sales, which meant it is one of the best-selling game consoles of all time. I do believe after the PS2, which I do believe is better selling, and the best-selling game is actually Gran Turismo with more than 10 million sales. Yes, Gran Turismo. Now, unfortunately, I did not buy Gran Turismo, but I did buy like NASCAR, which is kind of similar, but not as superior as the Gran Turismo. And Gran Turismo still makes games all the way into this day. And they're one of the best racing games of all time, in my opinion. So thank you guys for watching. Please give a big thumbs up, subscribe for more videos, and I'm gonna see you guys soon.